Mexico right now is perceived as probably one of the most stable countries in Latin America right now. Mexico has the 15th largest population, in the world. It is the second largest economy in Latin America, and the peso is one of the most active traded currencies in the world. And in fact, it's a hedging vehicle for other LATAM countries, emerging markets that have illiquid currencies, and so they use our currency to hedge. MexDer is a subsidiary of the Mexican Stock Exchange. The Mexican Stock Exchange is one of the largest stock exchanges in Latin America. It's been around since 1894, and it's a very important part of the Mexican economy. MexDer, the derivatives exchange, has been around since 1998. In fact, we're celebrating our 25th anniversary this coming December 15th, so very excited about that. MexDer is the only derivatives exchange in Mexico. We offer Mexican financial benchmarks on FX, equities, and interest rates, and all of our trades are cleared by a SIGNA, which is a nationally rated AAA central counterparty. The retail interest in Mexico it's very interesting phenomena. There's been keen retail interest in names like Microsoft, Netflix, Nvidia, Tesla, and those shares trade on the Mexican Stock Exchange's international quotation system. In Spanish, it's called the SIC. And so the Mexican Stock Exchange lists over 3,400 shares and ETFs from other countries, from actually 29 different countries, 43 different exchanges that trade in our markets in peso. There's been an explosion in growth in the Mexican retail market up until 2021. It was a institutional market. There was about 400,000 equity accounts open. Today, as a result of the keen interest in U.S. names that trade in peso on our shares, there's 5 million accounts open. We want to capitalize on that. We want to offer local investors, whether they're Afores, the pension funds, investment managers, and also retail clients, the ability to participate in those contracts. We're going to list futures and options contracts on those single names, international names that will trade in pesos. It's pending regulatory approval right now. MexDer lists, as I mentioned, derivative contracts on Mexican financial benchmarks in FX, equities, and in interest rates. The two key contracts are the MexDer peso dollar futures, also known as the dollar futures, and the MexDer S&P, BMV, IPC equity index, which is basically the IPC futures. The MexDer Mexican peso contract has an average daily volume of about 32,000 contracts a day, which is 320 million notional value a day. The open interest is great, almost 800 million notional value, or 800,000 contracts. Obviously a big directional play, but we list contracts in daily contracts for 5 days, monthly contracts and quarterly contracts for 15 years. So while there's keen interest in the directional trade, there's also arbitrage between the futures versus the spot and the forward market, but also there's pairs trading that takes place between the MexDer dollar futures and the CME Mexican peso. On the equity futures side, also a directional trade, but there's pairs trading that takes place between specific baskets of stocks. The S&P, BMV, IPC futures consists of it's a market capitalization index of 35 of the most important names in Mexico. Names that you might know, like America Mobil, Cemex, Walmart Mexico, Grupo Banorte, the largest bank in Mexico, and Grupo Mexico, which is a conglomerate that owns the largest silver mining company in Mexico. There is trading that takes place with baskets, And there's also an active trade that takes place between the BlackRock iShares NavTrack ETF, which is our most actively traded ETF on the stock exchange, versus the IPC futures. From a market structure standpoint, MexDer has 4 clearing firms. 9 of the top 10 FCMs in the US have foreign omnibus accounts with those 4 clearing member firms. We also offer trading memberships for proprietary trading firms. We offer connectivity through the NY5 POP at Equinix in Secaucus, New Jersey, and also we offer co-location. There's a number of ISVs that offer market access, and a number of them, but the 2 most popular ones are FIS and TT, Trading Technologies. There's no stopping the MexDer peso dollar futures right now. We closed at our strongest level in over 7 years last Friday. The autonomy of the central bank is unquestioned, unlike other central banks in the world where there seems to be a lot of politics involved. The current government has allowed the Central Bank of Mexico, also known as Mexico, to fight inflation without any political interference. The target rate in Mexico is 11.25%. The current inflation rate is about 7 to 8% right now on an annual basis. Also, Mexico has had no deficits for the last 4.5 years, unlike other countries during COVID that deficits increased tremendously. There's been strong incoming flows of capital for nearshoring, and also, a strong amount of remittances, which is a big part of the Mexican economy, from the U.S. So all in all, it's a great story, and Mexico and MexDer are where the best international trading opportunities are right now.